I made the water supply a few months ago. Now I have returned to connecting a hygienic shower. Today I will tell you something interesting about connecting the pipe to the collector group from Stout, and how it differs from others. In particular, from far, quite popular. There is one nuance that, perhaps, someone does not know about and may someday encounter. Now I will connect the pipe's pressure test, connect the free outlets of cold hot water and take the already assembled hygienic shower, that is, into the hygienic shower system. I will need to connect pipes here, press. Here I have already assembled the structure, here there will be a faucet, and here there will be an exit to the shower head. I got such a thing. I calculated it according to the required length. We will substitute everything, all this is assembled on a plumbing thread. I did not do anything beautiful here, because all this will be sewn up with drywall. Do not pay attention to the fact that everything here is dusty. It is clear that repairs are underway, there is nothing special here, it's just dust. By the way, please note that here on the pressure gauges, they have a tolerance of 10 bars, so that you can do crimping without removing them. If, for example, we put pressure gauges for 3 bars here, then they will fail very quickly as soon as you connect the pressure to them, then within an hour or 3 you will check, connect all the pipes to the device for crimping. And in the end, you will see that the needles on the pressure gauges have sunk, and they will not return to zero, that is, the spring will be stretched. And these pressure gauges are pretty good. We have this one from Voltec. I decided not to take it from Stout, but this one, I think, is something CTM, but it looks good, but it's huge, of course, but it also changes the temperature. I decided to try it and take it. In principle, I like them, especially the Voltec, so small, nice, and this other pressure gauge is also not bad. If you compare it with the Stout, pressure gauges, of course, are much better, I think, than the Stout, although it is strange, but nevertheless it is so. I have a fairly common tool for applying pressure. Screw this device for the 16th pipe. Since I have the whole structure assembled from Stout parts, so I decided to also make the pipe from Stout, an ordinary unstable pipe. Stout PX, that is, it is quite enough for a water supply, it is much more convenient to work with it than to work with a stable pipe. Since the Stout does not have the necessary dimensions on the fittings so that the dimensions normally fit under a stable pipe, so that the sleeve does not squeeze the lip. 16 versus 2.2. Although here the thickness of the pipe is 2.2. A stable pipe has a wall thickness of 2.6, so you will need to have a fitting of 2.6. For example, Rito makes it for 2.6, but for some reason Stout does not have such a size, so I have to take such a pipe, although of course it would be more convenient to make the necessary bend stable. The sleeve is put on with the rim down. If you look at the case carefully, it has such a recess inside, made under the cone. This is in order not to scuff the pipe when connected in the press, so when we press it like this, the pipe will behave normally and will not lift up. Take the device. Put on the fitting. Note that it has this type of limiter. Here the pipe is put on before it. Moving in. He advanced. Further, since a hill has appeared here, then in this case it is this cone that will save, that is, save the chimney. The cone that is on the cartridge case, which I told you about. Now we take the device. There is a device for 20 and 16, if it is convenient from the bottom or from the top, you can control it, and to make it clearly visible, I will lift it up. Put it on, start crimping the pipe. I usually support it with my finger from above. With such a characteristic sound, all this is compressed. You can even turn it on the other side, and squeeze it a little. Although this is no longer necessary. That's it, this fitting is crimped, and that's what it looks like. Now, as promised, I will show you one nuance that relates to the stout collector. Pay attention to how sharp the edges are, here on the cone. Just on these edges, any gasket that is in this fitting is cut off, a regular gasket. Insert here the gasket that came with the kit. This gasket is cut by this manifold, that is, it is made in order to screw the Eurocone fitting here. The Eurocone, in my opinion, is not a reliable enough design to leave it all for a long time. I try to do everything with compressed parts. What can be done in this case? Ideally, of course, take a manifold from far. They do not have this completely internal here and the plane is straight, that is, it will not cut any gasket. I buy such adapters. I don't know if I found this one, it doesn't matter. I take it here, just insert it gently so that the rubber gaskets don't jam. Now we have a plane, any gasket is placed here, just like here, let's say, a gasket is screwed and that's it. It is no longer cut. I usually measure the pipe with a tape measure approximately, but when you need to be more accurate, when the pipes are cut off, of course, you can measure more accurately with a string or something else. I measured about 2 meters. This is with a margin of plus or minus 10 to 15 centimeters. I immediately put a heat shield on it so that it does not give condensation to the cold pipe, and it also looks more aesthetically pleasing. Do not press the pipe on both sides at once, as you do not yet know the exact length that you need. First, install the fitting in one direction, connect it to the manifold, then cut the length you need. When it is already more clear, then press the other side, and connect. Now I'm pushing him into my place. I put the gasket that came with the kit. They did not show themselves very well. I bought others and changed. Here you need to carefully somehow get on the thread pitch. The most important thing is not to spoil, because the grip is not very large. I won't even drag it out yet. I'll just pull it a little by hand. Now I'm pulling the pipe. As you can see, I almost guessed the size, but, of course, the thermal insulation bothers us a little now, but I won't cut it so that it stretches tighter later. Now I have to connect it to our system. I keep forgetting the name, the hygienic shower, as usual hot on the left. So with this thing I have to connect, so I need a sleeve, don't forget the cone to the top. It is not convenient for me to show it, because I want it to be visible, very uncomfortable, that is, I hold it. Because I want it to be visible, even I have not fully expanded, and if it does not fit, stretch it a little more. Farther. We put on our structure, also to the sponge, to this one, it can be seen here, and we are again hindered by the thermal insulation. We correct it so that the sleeve does not go under it. Then it is difficult to get it out of there. Let's do it right away to try it on, since our pipe is so rough, and it does not allow you to spin where you need to, so immediately check the place where it will stand, so that it is pressed like this, not like this, but to press evenly, so that the pipe does not bend and twist in the future. As you can see, I have joined, everything is fine. The same is done from a cold pipe. I will not show the same thing. Now I will connect everything, connect the pipes to the pressure supply device and show you at the time of the pressure test.